Is it live?
I think so. Let me check. Yep. People can watch us.
If you text that number right now, it'll show up right here. I don't know.
It was a good idea.
No, it wasn't.
To share that with people.
It was a horrible idea.
It wasn't a horrible idea.
You know, it's
you don't
not.
have horrible ideas. Do you have horrible ideas?
Popping the zit above my eyebrow right before we did this was probably
I can't
a horrible idea.
Is it still bleeding?
You
can't even see it in the video.
You see it? I have zero shame. Like most people. Do you have any cover-up? I do the podcast like this.
Are you going to? We can put it here. Let me put this on there.
No, it's already hard enough.
Oh, okay. Do you know that that's fibrin and collagen?
Fibrin and collagen?
Yeah.
Do explain.
There's a lot of For sure there's fibrin in there.
Okay.
That's the clear stuff that comes out. It's a mixture of interstitial fluid and fibrin.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interstitial fluid.
Yes.
Does that mean like it stitches things together?
Yes. Well, no, not the interstitial part. The fibrin. It's like a fibrous, and it binds things together.
Nice.
It's also on the inside of your body. Like if you tear a muscle.
Is it binding the inside of my body together?
No, that's fascia. Well, there's a lot of things that bind your body together.
I heard it was laminin.
That's a part of it, yes. Tiny microscopic part of it.
You want to shoe a dough?
Sure, let's shoe a dough.
Since we're already broadcasting and recording, so hello to video.
What's up?
And hello to audio. By the way, if you're watching on video and there are like any problems, like sound or anything like that,
let us know.
Yeah, text me, please. Numbers, right?
We're still working out the kinks.
Right there. Right under there. So easily amused.
Region right here.
Yeah, because we are still working out the kinks, and we had an issue one time with audio, and I want it to be listenable.
There was feedback and things like that.
Yes, so please let us know.
You know what I might need to do real quick?
No, what?
I might need to plug in my laptop.
That's probably a good idea.
You want to give us some hold music again?
No. There's enough hold music on the last episode.
There was good hold music. That was awesome hold.
That was fun. See, you can do it.
Yeah, but I'm about to walk away.
Okay. Well, how you doing, everybody? How's everybody? Let's carry on a conversation one way. That was a little Joey of me from Friends. Remember that?
No.
How you doing?
Well, that's totally different than carrying on.
That was his pickup line.
Well, yeah.
I'm just trying to pick up the internet audience. Hey, internet. How you doing?
You never know who is in the audience, though. Very dangerous.
I'm just assuming my wife is the only one watching. That's why I can do that.
Hi, Jen.
Hey, baby. How you doing? She still loves me.
I hope so.
All right. Shoot a dough. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Random Tandem?
Yeah, Random Tendem.
Okay. Random Tandem, of course, is where we each tell a story, and then we play the one-word game. We going to do that again?
Yes, only you have to start with the story this time.
Oh, I start with the story?
Yes.
You're going to put me on the spot.
Ha-ha! Ha-ha!
I'm not ready. Usually you start the story, and then I, find the common theme, and I find my own story that goes along, and the theme.
Yeah.
So you're going to do that? Like, if I find a story, you're going to find the common theme?
If you want me to follow a rule.
Hey, that's why I usually have you start, so I can follow the rule.
Oh.
But I'll do it. I've got stories.
Do you have one ready to go?
No, I didn't have it prepared, but I have one that I'm thinking of.
Well, then that is doable, right? Go ahead. Tell me a story.
This is the closest I've ever been to death. Okay?
Wow, that was a mood killer.
No, I don't mean right now is the closest I've ever been to death. The story I'm going to tell is about the closest I've ever been to death. We were staying with some friends on vacation. We have friends that we vacation with every year, and we were staying in South Carolina on a golf course. And in South Carolina, they have all sorts of wonderful wildlife.
Okay.
we were told to be careful if we went out onto the golf course because there were several alligators that made their home near where we were staying on that golf course. So we were like, oh, cool, and also, yeah, whatever, that kind of attitude. In hindsight, probably not the correct attitude. So we went out.
I don't know why I'm so excited.
We decided we were.
Death story to me.
We decided we were going to go golfing. Okay.
Okay.
So we needed some golf balls. We're like, I know where there's golf balls.
In the store.
No. On a golf course, when people don't go hunt for them, we can go find some golf balls right in our backyard, and then we'll use those to golf with later in the week, right? So one of the friends and myself, we went down onto the hole that we were staying at, and we're looking around for golf balls, and we're like, oh, look, there's a bunch of golf balls over here. It was over near this kind of like lagoon type area.
Okay.
So we go over, and we're just kind of, I found one.
So you have a warning about alligators.
Did.
Okay, and
Yep.
you know that they're aquatic creatures.
Yes.
Right, and so you decided you're going to go over into the water area?
Yeah, well, whatever. Alligators, they like to keep to themselves, right? So
I don't know, do they?
So we go over to the area where the golf balls that we see are, and we're kind of finding them, and kind of we have our clubs, or a club like a pitching wedge or something where we're just kind of knocking the balls, so we can pick them up and get right up to the edge of this lagoon and just kind of working our way around. And I'm kind of facing away from the water, and my friend is maybe 5 feet to the left of me, and he makes a noise I've never heard him make before.
What does it sound like?
Something like, ah! Something along those lines. And I turn, and just as I turn, I see two things in succession, okay? As I turn to the right, I see, first of all, a blur of him running away. And then as I continue to turn, I see this huge alligator coming up out of the lagoon at my feet. Probably within the distance of me to you.
No!
Less than
No!
3 feet away.
No!
He is.
No.
I say he. Learned later, she is cresting the edge of the.
She's launching out of the
lagoon. She is
lagoon.
launching out of the lagoon
At
me.
you.
At me.
Ah!
Jaws wide open.
Oh!
Yes, wide open jaws. So then I repeat basically the sound that my friend made.
Which was?
Something like that. And proceed to run. Oh, but not in a straight line. Oh no, I know my urban legends well enough. I ran zigzags.
What? I don't understand.
Alligators can't turn their head, the rumor goes, and so if you run zigzag, they'll get tired.
It's gotta be fake.
And not want to chase you. Well, I don't know if it's
goodness.
fake or real. All I know is I am alive.
You're alive and running zigzags.
And I think it's because I ran zigzags. I think if I had ran straight, that mama gator would have caught me. That's the thing. She was protecting her nest. Some of those little white golf balls around that area
Probably her eggs.
may have been her eggs. So she was not happy about us being there. In general, an alligator will not, pretty much leave you alone because you look like more trouble than you're worth.
But not if it's a mama
But
gator.
not if it's a mama gator and she's got eggs to protect. So I consider that the closest I've ever been to actually dying. Because if she had gotten a hold of me, I'd at least be limbless.
Dude.
I know, right? But thank goodness I knew to run zigzags.
Right?
'Cause
Well done.
I'm breathing and alive and
Way
got
to-
2 arms and 2 legs today.
Way to research your urban legends.
Well, they actually did it on Mythbusters. They actually did the alligator zigzag thing on Mythbusters.
And what did they say?
They said it's busted.
So you actually can run in a straight line.
Yeah,
and
that's
survive.
what they said. But they didn't test it right. They went to an alligator farm where everything's all, cozy and kosher.
They'd already they were trained out.
They're used to being around people. No. This mama gator would have caught me if I hadn't run zigzag. Oh, here's the other thing. Our wives and other friends are up on the balcony of the place we're staying watching while this is happening. And they saw the alligator before we did. And didn't scream anything to us.
Maybe they were like, is that what we think it is? No. Yes, no.
I'm going to go ahead and give them the benefit of the doubt and figure that was it and that they didn't want to see what would happen.
That's scary.
But they said it was hilarious because we both were running zigzags across the golf course. She did come all the way out. Her whole body was out of the water.
Ugh.
and she was probably about 7 feet, 7 feet long. She is a big girl. So I was almost gave her food.
That's really scary.
Yeah.
I'm
How
glad
about
you're
you?
Okay.
What's your story?
My near-death experience story?
Sure. What's the closest you've ever been to death?
Oh my goodness. That's a very serious question.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't everybody kind of have that moment that they can think back in their brain and be like, you know what, I could have died there?
Yeah.
I actually have another one.
You do?
Maybe I should save it for another time.
You have like two?
It involves setting off fireworks. But go ahead. Your turn.
You almost died.
Yes. Not like fireworks you buy at any store or under any tent. No, these are industrial strength.
They say TNT on the side.
Yeah, these are city-wide fireworks where they are
TNT on the side.
They are huge balls. They look like bombs.
Indication number one. Yeah, because they probably they're like bombs.
Yeah, and you load them into like cannons. And I was loading these fireworks into cannons that had just shot fireworks. So they had like burning embers in them.
No.
And I'm loading these bombs
Dude,
into this
what?
cannon. I know, right? So, yeah. All right, now you have to tell two.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Can we still call it a random tandem if we tell 4 stories?
Well, why not?
Because then it'd be a random quadum.
Well, the
Quadum?
tandem is 2. There's 2 of us. That's why we call it tandem. I thought.
Oh, okay, yes.
Maybe we're defining the actual title
No,
of the podcast
that's it.
now. Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly why we call
Yeah.
it random tandem.
Mhm.
Because we are the random tandems.
Let's see. Well, when I was a teenager, I had some pretty questionable friends, and
Meaning that they were very curious. They
Yeah, I'm
were
trying
always
to figure out
asking
how
you
to-
things. They were always like, today, how does this work? And today,
they
what
weren't
is going
inquisitive.
on?
They were questionable in their intentions in life. They were very seedy people.
You had bad friends.
I had bad friends.
Okay.
I don't really even remember, like, these were friends of a friend or something, and there was this one particular summer that the series of crazy events happened. So I think if I tell you this summer...
Are we getting a long story?
I think maybe. If I can cut it down, I will. But just to kind of work into it here, I'll tell you this summer story, and then...
This leads to the closest you've ever been to death?
There's like 4 of them in one summer.
These
So-
were bad friends.
They were very, very... Like, I still tried my very best to look, and I don't think I realized how dangerous they were until the summer was over, and I
Yeah.
reflected on it. I was like, whew, made it through that one.
So the closest you've ever been to death is hanging out with these friends.
I think so.
Pretty
yeah.
much? Okay.
Pretty sure.
Give me
But
the story.
they were, the kind of people that hung out with, druggies and people who had guns and people who had, they were just, they
Wow.
would start fights and stuff like this. But I really didn't.
Like drug dealers?
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. There were some drug dealers
In
involved.
inner city Springfield?
Yeah, all in Springfield. And it was just this really odd summer of my life. So anyhow, it starts off this one particular day with my boyfriend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
His friend said, "Hey, can I borrow your pager?" Which, pagers, if you don't know.
Old technology.
Old technology where you have to text the number to somebody. But anyhow,
Automatically turns the pages in your book. Everybody knows what a pager is. Okay, go ahead.
So I had one of those automatic page turners
Mhm.
tucked into the
It's
pocket
a
of my
weird place
jeans.
to put it, but
I
yeah.
know. And he wanted to borrow it, so I was like, okay, sure. And I was totally naive. Like, I should have seen all this coming, but I was like, I don't know. I was a kid.
Isn't it funny how you don't? I mean, you're just young and stupid.
Young and stupid. And
I know.
definitely,
I mean, my near-death story as well. Younger and stupider.
Younger and stupid.
Yeah.
But this could have been called all around. So then later on that day, we decided we were going to go down to the square, and I happened to see a couple of people. And we just got talking or whatever, and they were from Kansas City. They were just staying in town for a little while. They're like, hey, we're going to have a party later if you want to come by. I was like, oh, no, it's all right. But I happened to notice that one of the guys had the exact same pager that I had. And I was like, that's really cool, because it was like this
So did you comment on it?
particular, yeah.
Hey, nice pager, dude.
Which is what you did back then.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, cool, yeah, I just got it, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking about the company, because it's not a one-one company. It wasn't like Alltel or AT&T or something. It was like this little sub-company. And didn't think anything of it. So the next day, I hear this story about how the guy that had borrowed my pager had gotten beat up and thrown into a dumpster, and 2 guys from Kansas City had stolen his stuff, including my pager. I was like, I met those guys on the square last night.
Wow.
Well, they had happened to tell me where they lived. And so I decide, and I'm a little, thinking that I'm all bad or whatever, I'm going to go and confront these guys.
Oh, my goodness.
So I hop in the car, and my boyfriend...
Were you, like, angry?
Yeah.
Like, what's the mood, like, as you hop in the car and you're just like, I am going to go give them a piece of my mind?
Yes, and I'm talking about this.
Stealing pages and stuff.
In the passenger seat was my friend. In the back seat was my boyfriend. They were mad because these two guys...
So they're furious.
And they're, like, ready to go
Yeah.
beat these guys up or whatever. So my mood changed to, all right, let's just not, like, go over to these strangers' house, and just confront them. Let me go talk to them first.
So then you became a peacekeeper?
Yes.
Okay.
I will go up to them, and I'll just tell them what's going on and see if I can get my pager back. Like, let me take care of this. I'll talk to them. Well, we get there, and I get out of the car and go up there by myself, and they're out in front of their place. They're, playing with their skateboards, and they've got their little music playing or whatever, and, it's like some rap music, it's the whole scene, right?
Crazy rap music. You love rap music.
I do.
So do I.
And so I walk up and they're like, hey, because they remember me from the night
What's
before.
up, girlie?
And I was like, hey, guys, crazy story. And they're like, yeah, what's going on? I was like, hey, can I see your pager? And he hands it to me, and I was like, thanks, it's mine.
Oh.
And I put it in my pocket. Well, what I didn't know is my boyfriend and his friend had decided to jump out of the car at that moment and started to run up like they were going to start something.
So, like, they're doing the whole chest, puffing out the chest, the machismo.
Yeah. And I'm just like, no, please. Because they were being nice to me. Because they're like, whoa, girl, what you doing? Why are you taking that pager from me? I bought that last night on the square from some guy, blah, 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
And so when my friends show up, they're like, oh, you beat up our friend. And these guys are like, we would never do that. We bought this pager. And so they're fighting back and forth. Until my boyfriend's friend pulls out a knife.
Oh.
I know that you were going to.
No, I'm done. Nope, I'm ready to hear.
So they pull out
Your
a gun.
Your boyfriend pulled out a knife?
My boyfriend's friend pulls out a knife, and they pulled out a gun.
What did you do?
I stepped in between the gun and the knife.
What?
It was just like first instinct. And I was facing the people I didn't know. Like, my back was to my friends, and I was like...
You stepped in front of a gun.
And a knife at the same time.
In between a knife and a gun?
Yeah. I did.
That's like even worse than being between a rock and a hard place.
Right?
The phrase needs to be changed now. There's like a new level.
Yeah.
So you're having a rough time, you between a rock and a hard place? No,
No.
between a knife and a gun.
You're having a gun.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense. It was real serious. The move was...
You think? You think somebody pulls a gun out?
But I had this...
Maybe it's a little intense?
I had this clarity of thought, it was just like, they're not going to just stab me in the back, and this guy's not going to shoot me in the stomach. Like, we had a good rapport before my friend showed up. Everything was fine. I was talking to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
So in that incredibly intense moment, without looking at my friends, I just like, you guys go get in the car, and I got more and more angry with them. Go get in the car. And those guys from Kansas City, they're all like, you better follow your woman, what she says, and all this stuff. They were just throwing it out or whatever. And so my friends, they backed off, thankfully. And I stayed there and talked with them for quite a while, and I got their story, which was that they had their pager. They bought it.
Do you believe them to this day?
To this day I do, because the next trip that we made was me mad that I had just had this experience. So I drove over to that guy's house with my friend and walked up to him, and he didn't have any bruises, he had no scrapes, he had no bumps, but he had a whole bunch of cash that he had gotten from the night before. And there was 3 other people that I talked to over the course of several months where he had stolen.
I'm like a little investigator.
Stolen their pager and gotten money for it.
Wow.
So that was probably the closest that I came to death that particular day.
You are a twitch away from death at that point.
Yep.
Wow.
I definitely look back on my life and I know that there's some pretty serious moments where God was with me, but that was one of them.
I've seen like my dad's rifle that he hunts with, like in its case. I've never like held a gun, been around somebody handling a gun.
There's like an air about a weapon. There's some, like, obviously they're very dangerous, but I fired a gun several times, but every time I pick one up, it's just like, ooh, be careful, make sure you're always paying attention where you're pointing this thing. And
it's so dangerous. It's like, it's the same kind of thing as like when you're like high up or something. like on a bridge or something. If you're walking along a bridge, like, you know,
Careful.
Careful. Yep, there's death nearby.
Yep.
Or like when you're searching for golf balls near an alligator.
Right, in alligator territory.
In alligator territory.
Example.
You should be completely aware of the fact that
You shouldn't turn your back on the lagoon.
No, you shouldn't. Wow. So, like, that summer continued, and there's more stories of you being close to death?
Yep.
That's probably the closest.
That's the closest.
Okay. Wow. Well, I'm glad you don't hang out with people who pull guns anymore.
Yeah, me too.
That would be bad.
That I know of. Y'all out there, careful. I've got some friends that pack heat, so they say.
Well, yeah,
Which is common
I
around
do
here
too.
because it's part of the law. But none of them, they're all very respectful of their pieces and making sure that they're taken care of and they're not just pulling them out being stupid in public.
Well, if there's one thing
very
I've learned
mature
in life,
friends
it's if there's one thing I've learned in life, it's to be respectful of your pieces. I think that is one of the biggest lessons you will ever learn. Want to play the one-word game? I don't care. We're going to.
Okay.
So the one-word game works like this. We tell a story, one word at a time. Now that
we try.
Now,
the first one went pretty well. The second one was kind of.
Well, I think
It
you
was
were
very
thinking it was
creative.
more like a Rorschach test thing where you're supposed to say the first thing that comes to your
I
mind.
did.
Or free
just like, boom, boom,
association.
boom. Yeah.
It's not free association. We're trying to tell a story here.
Right. Which was a couple times whenever we're pretty much in each other's brains. Like, I was definitely with you, and even though we didn't know where we were going.
So now that we're kind of a little more in sync,
possibly,
we could tell a story. I'm gonna see if anybody's texted us. Nope.
Are you ready?
Are you gonna start?
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
I'm so not ready. Okay, I'm ready. No, I'm not. I mean, I am. Okay.
Early
This
morning,
I
drove
to
Arkansas.
once
I
got
to
Arkansas.
I
Noticed
there
was
14,000 monkeys.
So
Many
monkeys.
They
Were
squeaking
and
whining
and
swinging
and
throwing
there. So
I
tried
to
get
back
in
to
my
car.
then
I
drove
to
the
first
gas
station
that
I
could
find,
I
arrive,
and
survive,
then
purchased
some
circus.
tickets.
Okay, then we're going to the circus. I
Told
the
guy
at
the
station
that
I
saw
a
lot
of
monkeys.
he
Said
well
the
circus
is
in
town.
the
Circus
unexpectedly very long word.
Yeah. The circus unexpectedly closed
It's
doors
early.
because
There
monkeys
had
run.
amok.
So
Precarious
our
the
I said our
I like R. So precarious our situation
had
become
I
I don't know what you want me to say, so you can't give me.
I
Cried
to
the
man
oh
What
should
we
do
about monkeys?
The
man
replied,
we
are
going
to
hunt.
because
I
am
very
skilled
at
shooting.
monkeys.
I can't help but think that this is influenced by earlier stories, in which case alligators are about to show up. Just
Then
through
the
door
came
a
ringmaster.
wearing
A
ringmaster
hat. That's
normal
for
him.
the
Jacket
that
he
wore
fit
him.
terribly.
So
You
could
see
that
he
wasn't
packing.
heat. Okay.
He
Told
the
man
at
the
station
that
he
was
trying
to
round
up
his
monkeys.
and
The
ringmaster
also
needed
someone
to
help
oh
do
it
said
the
man
behind
the
counter
then
a
interesting
thing
happened.
there
Came
a
large
explosion.
Okay. That's okay. We
Ran
the
and I think
yes. I'm assuming the monkeys caused the explosion.
They did.
Right, so they're all dead, so we don't need to hunt them.
no
We're good.
Mm-mm. I was thinking you were going to say circus peanuts.
Oh, yeah, why?
Because then we're going to go back and feed the monkey circus peanuts.
Oh!
In my brain, that's where I was
Nice.
going.
Yeah, no.
No.
See, that was a good story.
That wasn't bad.
That was, we're getting better.
We are getting better.
We're getting better.
I think.
Yeah.
I guess we should probably ask for some feedback on that one.
Text
Text us.
828-414-1410. Or tweet. Yeah. I think that's it. I think we recorded the podcast.
Awesome. Well, thanks
So-
for listening to Shoe the Dough.
Why don't you start that over?
So thanks for listening to Shoe the Dough. So thanks for listening to Shoe the Dough. Thanks for listening to Shoe the Dough.
Oh, wait.
Shoe the Dough. The dough. 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 Some people should never be allowed to be in front of a microphone.
Or cameras.
Or both.
Or both.
At the same time.
Yeah, so say thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Talk
Now
to you
your
next
turn.
time.
But for real.
Yeah. Well, we are very thankful, honestly.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who make this happen.
Yes. 88.3 The Winds for allowing us to use the studio. We really appreciate that. Chris Tilley of Hazard Records made the music for us, and we certainly are thankful for that, too.
And so thankful for you. Your response has been incredible. Still new and noteworthy in iTunes, and getting a lot of new people checking us out, and it's been really cool to hear some feedback about some of the stuff we're doing. Yeah, we're silly, yeah, we're random, but we believe there's a purpose to this whole thing, and it's so cool to see that kind of being fulfilled. So thanks for commenting and rating at
Really,
iTunes.
really important.
Subscribing is really important at iTunes so that more people can find out what's going on here. So if you haven't done that, if you don't mind doing that, that would be great. Again, just search for Shoe the Dough on iTunes and hit the subscribe button. It really is that easy. You can look us up on Facebook, on Twitter, all over the place. And if you want a quick link, shoethedough.com will get you to all the episodes, as well as shoethedough@gmail.com if you want to email us. We would appreciate that as well. We'd love to answer any questions or comments that you have. Right?
Right.
Is that all?
That's it. So now I have to push the button and
Yes.
end the show.
Last time, yes. Last time the show extended a little beyond.
Yeah, that was
So
weird.
see what happens next. Bye.
Thanks for joining us.